What's up? Welcome to the podcast where we value laughs with a little dash of facts and we stay motherfucking relaxed. More Life Mondays with your boy Dash Cash here. Back another week, episode 6 and shit. Been doing this for a month and a half. We gonna keep on rolling. This week, we started off every week with the quote of the week. So it comes from a guy from Flagrant 2, fellow podcast, shit, one of my favorite ones out there. Y'all check out that Flagrant 2, but nonetheless, my guy Mark Gagnon on there said, the first casualty in any war is the truth. And now, shit, I don't know if he got that from somebody else, but we gonna rock with it. We gonna get a support to the Flagrant 2 boys, shit. Shout out to the assholes.
More life, more everything. More life, more everything. More life, more everything. More life, more everything.
So what's up? Shit, let's go ahead and get it started this week. I'm gonna start it off with a shout out to my cousin, shit, Michael Peoples. Y'all check him out. He got a book that he just released recently called Sink or Swim. Link is to the left. Shit, as always. He got the ebook version and the paperback version. Pretty much talking about like just motivational things, kind of like how to find your goals, how to achieve the goals and shit like that, just to stay on track. Dropping some gems for y'all. Go ahead and check that out. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and talk about how my past week was. So shit, it's been alright. It's been iffy, for real. So first shit, my chick kind of been getting on my nerves the past few days. But shit, it is that time of the month, and shit, to all my fellas out there, that's hell week right there. Shit, y'all gotta deal with it. That's the hell week and shit. But nonetheless, shit, she also made me proud though and shit this past week, cause anytime shit a female be tripping or tweaking, I be saying shit, she must be bleeding or something. And I heard my girl use that shit on one of her peoples this past week, and that gave me a good ass laugh. Like, I'm happy to know that I'm rubbing off on motherfuckers out here. And shit, like I said, anytime a chick tweaking, shit, she probably bleeding. But nonetheless, though, that was a good laugh. What else? Shit, my son. I mean, he ain't really been tweaking too much. Trying to get him to act a little goody, a little better. Shit, all kids be out here wilding. Shit, so gotta line their ass up, but just take it day by day for real. Cause that motherfucker be wilding. What else? Oh, I gotta talk shit about my job. That's one thing I'm gonna do every motherfucking week until I quit that motherfucker. Is I'm gonna have to talk shit about the grocery store that I work at. So this past week, shit, one of the OGs up there, like, he was telling me that some message came through on his phone that said it was from Vladimir Putin and shit. And I was just like, bruh, this shit, old people, they believe whatever, bruh. They be fucking psyched out. But bro was saying that shit, he got a message from Vladimir Putin saying that he was gonna be dropping nukes and shit like that over here. Even if he was actually hacking shit, I'm pretty sure everybody would have had that shit on their phone. So I don't know, bro was tweaking. But anyways, he was like, yeah, have you found Christ? Like, did you accept Christ as your Lord and Savior? Like, bro, I had to get weak, cause I'm like, shit, hell nah, I don't believe in that shit. Like, and he was like, you don't believe in Christ? I'm like, shit, for me, it's like, I don't believe in Christ as the superhero, nigga, like, where he going around, he got the healing powers, and he can resurrect himself from the dead, basically fly, he ascended up to heaven and shit like that, or whatever. What else they say? Shit, he made a blind man see. Now, like, that version, nah. I'm like, but if you want to get into the whole minutia of the thing and shit, uh, I'm pretty sure like Jesus was kind of like a Martin Luther King type, and I don't even want to compare the two for real, cause like shit, that's people don't even look at Martin Luther King nowhere near Jesus, but I'll say as far as like Jesus probably was out there just trying to uplift his people and shit like that. I'm pretty sure if he was the son of God or whatever and shit, or was really this person shit, he probably would have already came back to save certain people. It's been fucked up shit happening plenty of years. Like the shit that's going on now ain't nothing new. So shit, I don't know. Bro was tweaking though. Um, but anyway, shit since then, since I said I ain't accept Christ and shit and don't believe in him, I swear, bro, been tweaking. Like, I don't want to say tweaking, but shit, he just like, he ain't been talking to me for real shit, which is, oh well, I don't give a fuck. Like, shit, at the end of the day, I ain't looking down on nobody for having a blind faith. I'm like, shit, bro, you believe in a nigga that it ain't no proof on Jesus. So shit, I mean, I could easily look down on you for believing in some shit that it's obviously probably fake. And shit. I told him I believe in God. Man, that's the only thing I gotta believe in and shit. Which it ain't no proof on that either. Like I said, it's all blind faith. What else? My boss keep on telling me how much they appreciate me and shit like that, which is cool. I mean, I go in there, I'm gonna do my job regardless. Like, you got to. Anybody, like shit, any job you work at, always try to do your best. And shit, even when you don't really give a fuck about it, because you might need to use these people as a reference later on. Never know, but I damn near was ready to walk out that bitch the other day just because the whole management team, they just, they need to retrain these people. Like, man, you got people that they deliberately, they don't do their job every single fucking day. And management don't do shit but go behind them and just pick the stuff up and clean it up themselves. Like, nah, y'all need to tell these niggas to fucking do this shit the right way. What was the purpose of you getting hired if you just gonna continue to fuck up the job? What's the point of the training if you gonna continue to fuck up the job? Like, that shit is just, it's ridiculous. That shit be zoning me out. Then they be looking at me to go ahead and try to get these niggas together. I'm not no manager. Like, bruh, if y'all ain't paying me extra, I'm not doing no extra work. And I don't want no piece of the management team because they shitty. So I'm cool. So let's go ahead and get into some sports this week. I seen Greg Popovich, the coach of the Spurs, talking about some NBA news. Coach of the Spurs, Greg Popovich, he got the most wins as a coach in NBA history. I forget how many it is. It's hella. That nigga been there forever. Shit, he look old as fuck. But he a great ass coach. He probably the best, to be honest. I gotta kind of put him a little bit above Phil Jackson for real. And that's only cause shit, one, Greg Popovich, he done coached longer than Phil Jackson. On top of that, just the consistency. Every single season, they was making it to the playoffs until they had scrubs. Cause you need, obviously, some good people, but shit, he always been a phenomenal coach. What else? NBA, 76ers. They played the Nets the other day. And y'all know shit, James Harden got traded for Ben Simmons and everything to fall out between that. KD went in there in Philly and was strapping niggas. Now, Ben Simmons didn't play or nothing like that. He should have played. He was out there in street clothes. On the side, he got the shit booed out of his ass. But his teammates still stepped up and played in his honor. KD dropped buckets. He had damn near, I think, like 30-something points. Shit, Kyrie had 20-something. He was getting buckets, and then they shut down James Harden. James Harden shot like 5 for 17 or something like that. Joel Embiid got shut down too. And shit, the Nets strapped the 76ers by like 30 points or some shit like that. It was a good game though. It was a good game for sure. They might play each other in the playoffs too. I could see them lining up. That'd be a good ass series. Also with the NBA news, LeBron, he been balling out. Gotta talk about the Lakers shit, cause that's my squad and Shit, been my squad for years, on top of years. And shit, so I gotta talk about the Lakers. LeBron, he had 2 50-point games recently. He became the sixth player out there to have back-to-back 50-point games. And shit, he been balling out. But the Lakers still kind of weak because he had the first 50-point game. Then he had to take a game off, though. And then he came back and he balled out the very next one. So, shit. LeBron's still a beast-ass nigga. He just older. He can't do all the things that he used to do. And then he got a weak squad around him for real. AD ass always injured, and Westbrook, he inconsistent as far as with the scoring. And then he turned the ball over a lot, so yeah. Been out on the NFL news. So Deshaun Watson, he was found not guilty of all charges. They was trying to say shit he was flashing himself or something like that to the massage therapist and shit. And it was already crazy because when that shit first was dropping was when it was coming out that he didn't want to play for the Houston Texans no more. So I feel like the Texans probably was the ones that set that whole shit up. Just because this nigga don't want to play for y'all. Y'all finna fuck up his image. And then shit. I mean, you probably ain't gonna have to pay this nigga if he was accused. Like, cause they set him out the whole last season as he going through the trial. So they probably was hoping shit he was gonna be found guilty. Cause then you ain't gotta pay this nigga. And shit. Just some whole fugazi shit. What the higher ups do on the back end is always some fucked up shit. But that's what's up though. He was found not guilty of that shit. So he can get back to balling. Cause he a beast ass quarterback. He probably gonna get traded more than likely, but he a beast ass quarterback. Also NFL news, Calvin Ridley. He played for the Falcons. I think he sat out last season too for mental health issues, but he is indefinitely suspended. They said for sure this whole season he's suspended for gambling on games. And at first it started where he was gambling on like NBA games and shit, but then he bet on some NFL games. It was for his own team to win though. So like I don't see what was the problem with that, but they still suspended this nigga because they got the rules where NFL players, you can't bet on NFL games, period. And, even if it's stupid that he fucking got suspended for betting on his own team to win, shit, he still knew the rules. So, dumbass decision. I think he was supposed to get paid like 11 million or something like that. And his bet was like 15 grand. So it's like you threw away 11 milli for like shit, a small amount of change, but money and everything. So, he might not give a fuck. He probably got other shit going on or whatever. Probably ain't tripping. Russell Wilson, he got traded to the Broncos. This shit, Russell Wilson, y'all know Sierra husband. This shit also, he a beast ass quarterback. Shit, he won a ring back in the day. Against, it was against the Broncos though too. Shit, when Peyton Manning was playing for him and shit. I remember the Seahawks scraped their ass. That was 2014. The Seahawks scraped the Broncos and shit. But Russell Wilson got traded. I wonder how he gonna do up over there. Shit, he good, so they might do something with him. I think they might have a solid defense, which that's the key for real to any team. And then they got a good line, so he needed that because the Seahawks ain't have no good offensive line. And real quick, breaking news, shit. This shit happened not too long ago. I seen my nigga Tom Brady coming the fuck back. So you already know what it is. TB12, he coming back to Tampa, shit. Another season, strapping, back to the Super Bowl again. But UFC news, that boy Jorge Masvidal, he lost to Kobe Covington. It was a unanimous decision and shit from the little highlights I seen. Shit, it looked like Jorge had got his ass worked for real. Shit, that Covington nigga, he a beast with the wrestling, so he pretty much just held it to the ground game, kept it on lock, and went ahead and ran up the scorecard and shit, so that's what's up. Cain Velasquez talked about that shit last week where he was trying to, he shot at bruh. Apparently, it's actually Velasquez's kid, though, that was getting touched and raped. So he shot at bruh, but he accidentally hit his stepfather. And then they say he was shooting at the school though, or the daycare. That's the fucked up part. Cain Velasquez shouldn't have been shooting like at the school because he was endangering a lot of people. So that's where he fucked up at. But he will not be granted bail though, while he awaits trial. And that's just because the whole attempted murder thing, shit. I mean, bruh should get fucked up that raped his kid. I don't know bruh name, but like, I mean, yeah, shit, he probably was raping other kids too. And that shit is foul, but Velasquez should have just really thought it out a little bit more. He a UFC fighter, so for real, he should have just beat bruh ass. But nonetheless, shit, hopefully he get off on that shit. And bruh do get dealt with, cause bruh still should be awaiting trial too. He should be getting charges pressed against him for molesting kids. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's all for sports though. So shit, we started giving out roses on here. We gonna be doing that shit every week, damn near. This week the roses go to Lil Bow Weezy, Prince of the Old Town, and shit. Well, yeah, shit, fellow Ohio native though. Bow Wow, I'm gonna have to give roses to that nigga. Shit started off back as a youngin'. I remember listening to him when he first came out. Shit, and he like 5 years older than me or something. But as a little kid, that was my inspiration. I wanted to be like Lil Bow Weezy. Shit, he came out with that like Mike, nigga. I used to do my shoes that let me be like Mike whenever I was finna hoop. Like he got niggas hooping, young niggas hooping for real back in the day. What else? Shit, Mr. 106 in Park. Shit, he used to have the videos on there always. Then eventually he started acting on that CSI shit. He had that other shit he do. But most importantly though, I'm gonna have to give him the roses. Most importantly for the motherfucking do-rags, nigga. Shit, I got one on right now, bro. For any of y'all that need to get the waves or just keep it hair fresh, I got dreads. But like even with the braids, like shit, I have the dewies on. Whenever I need to keep my hair fresh, I get them Bow Wow do-rags, bro. Y'all seen last week I had to go and go cop that shit, bro. They like $7, but these is the best do-rags, bro, ever. Shit stretchy, flexible, shit tough material where it don't rip. I done put these in the washer multiple times. They always come back out A1. So roses to my nigga Bow Weezy. Next up, we got relationships. And this week with the relationships, it's not so much the relationships between a man and a woman. This week is more so the relationships between friends and family and shit, because it's a lot of fake fugazi shit going on out here. But I do got one though for the typical relationships. I be wondering like, why is it found like women, they could shit on men all day long. They could call them a suck ass nigga, fuck boys, whatever shit the case may be. Soon as a nigga be shitting on a bitch, is misogynistic or whatever, or it's some crazy shit. I remember some years ago, shit, when I got into it with this bitch on Facebook and shit, and she was coming at me right. As soon as I caught this whole bitch, motherfuckers hopping on there, oh, you can't talk to her like that. Like, she was calling me a fag and all that shit. And I take that offensively, because I know I ain't no fag ass nigga. So I called this bitch what she is. And that's a bitch. And, shit, niggas was jumping out the window. And I let anybody know. Shit, yeah, I'll talk crazy to a female. I'll smack that hoe too. And if her dude or anybody else had a problem, I'll smack the fuck out of them too. And shit. And onto somebody else that I'll smack the fuck out of. Shit. Family members that decide to try to scam you or do some fugazi shit to you. We're gonna hop into that next section of relationships. And this one is for family and friends, or friends that claim that they family. Because, last week I was talking about my nigga tried to scam me and shit. And it was confirmed. And I'm gonna beat that nigga ass. When I see him, it's on the floor. Shit, I ain't even gotta say shit to him. I'ma smack fire out this nigga. And he got hit by a car and everything last year. I know he going through probably financial issues. He just had a kid and shit. And I understand niggas go through tough times. Like shit, I completely understand that. But it's a consequence for everything that you do. And consequences from over here is you gonna get your shit knocked the fuck off. If he watched this shit, if he really a supporter, I mean, he claimed he was my bro. So if he is really my bro, he probably watched the podcast. But I'm still gonna smack that nigga nonetheless. Like he a bitch. What else with relationships? Family members that don't support. Cause I had a conversation with my homie. He trying to do his thing. He sell merchandise and shit. So his whole issue is like family members don't be buying his shit for real. He feel like he should have been so hella. And my thing with him is like, well, shit, I do a podcast. Like, I'm not necessarily looking for my family members to watch that shit and run up the numbers, bro. I don't care because you got to touch more than just your family. Shit, when you trying to sell something and do something on the mainstream level or whatever, or even get it on the bigger level, your main thing shouldn't be just selling to family members, like, or even be too focused on them pushing it. If your product hot, nigga, it don't matter who it is, they gonna push that shit if it's hot and if they found out about it. So it's like, for him, I'm just like, yeah, I can understand, you know, shit. I try to support whoever, and, you know, I haven't bought his merchandise necessarily. I got my own financial issues, though. But on top of that, I mean, I push his shit on here. I told him, shit, anything you got, I'll push that shit on the pod. Nigga, that's my way of supporting you and shit. Everybody don't have cheese to just spend on your shit. And then even if so, like, bruh, you gotta be out here hustling. Like, don't be over here crying because, like, your family ain't supporting your shit. Push that shit a little bit harder to the people that ain't your family. Shit. I told him read some excerpts, put out some excerpts from the shit he got going on. Oh, and I might have just spoiled this. My nigga that write a book. Shit. I just gave it up right there. My cousin that write the books. Shit, him. But, and he got other merchandise too. Shit, he also make t-shirts and everything else. Like, but he said he just feel like he should have a few $1,000s from family members. Bro, you tripping. Like, too focused on the money. And it just go back to anything. Anything that you love to do, you're not necessarily worried about the cheese. If you love to do it, the money will come with it. I like making music, so shit. Eventually one day, maybe my music will pop off. But shit, nonetheless, I'm going to continue to make it. I'm not currently really doing it right now because I'm focused more on the pod, but I'm still going to write music and shit in the podcast. That's another thing. I like to do the podcast. I don't care if this shit ever make cheese. That's the goal, is to make money off of it. But shit, if it not, I'm not tripping because I got a love for the game and shit. And I just wonder where his heart is at, truly. Shit, with that, people they too focused on the money, where your heart at? And then with that shit, he was also saying, he feel like the family members that don't be supporting, they just relatives. Not really like family, which I can understand what he trying to say. Like, you know, the family is the niggas that's gonna ride and die for you. The niggas that's gonna call up, check, make sure you good. The niggas that is gonna try to be that support for you. But the relatives is just people they related through the bloodline and shit. But you not worried about this motherfucker. They not worried about you. Only time you might see them is here or there through passing. So I understand that. I got plenty of that. Like, my real family, my bloodline family, I feel like most of them, they ain't even really family. Shit, I don't talk to them. They don't check up on me. I don't check up on them. And shit. Now my niggas that's here in the city, they're my real family. I talk to them on the constant. Like, shit, they call me up, they need something, I got them. Shit, same thing, vice versa. Shit, when I needed something, that they came through in the clutch. Shit. But, like, what else? Like, shit, I got my own little family, too. Like, I got my girl, I got my son. Shit, My mom's sisters, of course, like aunties, shit like that. They my main family, but outside of that, like certain cousins and shit, like third cousins, fourth cousins, bro, I'm not worried about them for real. It's only a select few of them that I talk to. Cause shit, we just we so distant, bro. I don't even see why we'd call ourselves family. You know, shit, we got those people that they blood that come through trying to say shit. Yeah, we family, so you should do this, you should do this. But it's like for real, y'all ain't even connected like that. So like what type of loyalty do they owe you? And shit. Some people they expect too much from people just for being blood. It's like more to that. Like shit, you gotta have that loyalty, love, and respect for that motherfucker. Lastly, with relationships, shit, some people they be blaming all their problems on their parents and shit. Like I just feel like that shit, and I kind of touched on that last week, but like I just feel like that shit, man, it only goes so far. I could see your problems being based on your parents when you probably in your 20s, like, cause I mean I'm still working through a few, but shit, ultimately though, the problems I got with my parents is like, shit, that's for me to work out on my own, and shit, I'll figure that shit out eventually, and shit, and I know that I can't sit there holding them accountable all the time. They still got their own life to live, and shit, and I ain't gonna let that shit hold me back at all. I'm still gonna do my thing. But shit, I know a few people. They didn't have bad relationships, but they blame it on their parents having bad relationships and shit like that. But it's like, how many fucked up relationships do you gotta go through for you to understand that that shit is fucked up and you want something better? Where you have like 3, 4 shitty girlfriends that shitting on you. You blame that shit on your dad fucking around or whatever. Shit, you never really seeing how like somebody should treat a woman and shit. So you treat these bitches like shit. I mean that only goes so far, man. You gotta switch shit up. Or even the females who date these no good ass niggas and they say, well, I see my mom dating these fuck niggas all the time, so shit, I feel like that shit fine. Or chicks that be getting beat on and shit. Yeah, I see my mama get beat on, so like shit, and she stayed, so that's fine. Or even the dudes that be like, yeah, shit, my daddy smacked up my mama time to time, so that shit cool. Like, bruh, you can't blame that shit on your parents, man. Your whole life, like, bruh, it's time for you to grow up. Like, eventually, bruh, you gotta grow, you gotta evolve. Like, you become the adult and shit. Yeah, you learn from your parents to a certain extent. But eventually, man, you gotta grow and evolve. You gotta become the parent of your own shit. You gotta father a new style, a new mentality for yourself. And shit, stop putting that blame on other people, man. And shit, grow the fuck up. Take some accountability. People gotta be responsible for shit. That was my hardest thing back in the day when I was a kid. Was becoming responsible for the fuck ups that I'm doing. You cannot blame that shit on nobody else. Niggas gotta take responsibility, man. Can't be no 30, 40-year-old motherfucker still stuck in the slums, in the trenches and shit, cause you never seen your parents get out of it. So you think the shit fine. Nah, grow up, evolve. That's it though, for relationships. Next up, got entertainment. So, I seen Ryan Coogler. He was falsely accused of being a bank robber. Shit, which is crazy. At first, I thought it was some racist shit, but it was a black lady, though, that had accused him. And I'm like, shit, still might be some racist shit, because sometimes we see niggas ourselves and be like, yeah, this nigga a fugazi ass nigga. But nonetheless, he went in there, shit masked up. People gotta have the mask on still, or you could choose to. I choose to wear the mask most places when I go out. He had that on, some sunglasses on, and a hat, cause he didn't want to be noticed. And also, I think he asked for like 12 bands or something like that to be pulled out. So that shit was gonna draw attention, but old girl said she was psyched out, called the police. The police came up, guns drawn and shit, which is just like, this nigga ain't got no weapon or nothing. Wasn't shit reported on no weapon. Old girl, like her phone call came out that she made to the police. She just said that she felt weird about it, so she decided to call him. Like, just because he had on a mask and shit. Nothing else. Nothing else. It wasn't like he said, give me all the money in the register, no nothing. She might have just been following bank protocol, though, too. I used to work at a bank, and anytime shit might sound a little fishy, they always say go to your manager. I think her manager was the one that just told her call the police and shit. So, I mean, I understand on her side, but they came up there, guns drawn. Ultimately found out Ryan Coogler was Ryan Coogler, and he ain't robbing no fucking banks because he rich as shit. He made that Black Panther and all that shit, Creed and all that shit, and this nigga rich as fuck. Uh, and they had to let him go. Shit, Ryan Coogler said it's gonna be a bad day for them. And I can guarantee that's a lawsuit. He about to sue the fuck out of them, which he should. I think that was Bank of America somewhere in Atlanta. I don't know. There's on that Fugazi shit. Somebody else that was falsely accused, Chris Brown, uh, came out his sex accuser was on that bullshit. He put out text messages she was sending to him and like voicemails she left saying like how she just want to fuck him again and shit, and it was the best she ever had and shit, and she felt like cause he ain't block her, obviously he don't hate her or some shit. I don't know, but shit, she was just sinking 20 mil or something like that too. Like you see, this bitch, these hoes out here, bro, be on that fugazi shit. Bitches didn't realize, bro, since that Me Too shit started, that that's a cash grab. That's a real quick cash grab. You accuse somebody of rape, most of the time, shit, they just gonna get paid off just so the story go away. But it's a good thing Chris Brown shit, he had the voicemails and shit on deck. Everything on deck. And I hope this bitch gets sued. He should sue this bitch. And if she ain't got no money to pay, for real shit, she should get locked up for a good amount of time. Anybody that's accusing somebody of some fake fugazi shit like that, but that's a serious offense. Like, and shit, that most of the time these hoes get off scot-free. Like, nah, bro, you ruining motherfuckers' careers with this bullshit. So it's like, bruh, throw the fucking death penalty at this bitch. Get her the fuck up through, set an example with this hoe. And shit. But, who else? My nigga Bill Cosby, that's another nigga. Falsely accused. Like, nah, he wasn't falsely accused, I don't know. But, with his case, though, shit, they said he'll remain free because he was still on trial. They said the case was unjust because what they got him on was a video from his deposition. And that shit cannot be used against him at a later time, which it was. So shit, technically, that whole court trial before when he went to prison, he could sue them, which I think that's what he doing. He taking legal action against them, which he should. Shit, shout out to Bill Cosby. Shit, I think they was trying to get my nigga up through. He probably had some workings. They said he was trying to purchase NBC. I don't know how true that is, but we gonna rock with this shit. Shouts out to Uncle Bill out here. Let's see, somebody that was found guilty, and they was the one doing the lying in the Fugazi shit, is Jussie motherfucking Smollett. And shit, you know the gay nigga from Empire and shit. Well, I am the nigga that played Jamal on Empire. And shit, he had a promising career and everything. For real, like, he did. And until he lied about that, what he said, the hate crime and shit, somebody threw a noose on him, beat him up, and had, he said they threw bleach on him or something. But it turned out he was lying the whole time. He the one that paid the actors and shit to beat him up and shit. He sent a fake little note to, he worked for, I think Empire's on Fox or something like that. He sent like a fake note up there with threats and shit, and they found out that shit was linked back to him. That shit crazy. Like, I don't see why he was lying, man. Like, you already got a career where you making millions. Like, what more fame do you need? But shit, I guess that's the thing. People want that insurmountable fame. They want all the clout in the world. And like Offset and Cardi B said, they do anything for clout. They do anything for clout. They do anything for clout. It's the truth, bro. They do anything for clout these days. It's fucked up, but he probably gonna like prison. and shit. He got 150 days. What else? He got to pay 120K in restitution and 25K in fines. Um, but them 150 days, he about to be getting pounded the fuck out. What else? That Julia Fox bitch. I be seeing like little clips of her popping up and shit, and it seemed like she trying to live off that Kanye relationship. She was the one that was dating Kanye for like a solid month and shit. I think they said she was in Uncut Gems. I don't know, she smacked for real. Like she had looked good in that movie, but I'm like, it gotta be the camera light in this shit. Cause like every picture of her in any video I see of her, she fucking split. Kanye has stepped down fucking with her. She was saying something like dating Kanye made her lose weight and shit like that. And they was asking her, well, does she feel like the relationship was real and shit? She said it was certain aspects of it and shit. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess she just showing y'all that the relationship was fake right there. That shit was for the clout. It was just nothing but for public relations and shit. And damn, shit, the video just cut off. We gonna keep it rocking though here on the audio and shit. Oh, yeah, we got video problems, technical difficulties going on. But anyways, shit, Julia Fox just doing the shit for the clout though. Like, man, I cannot fuck with that shit, man. I hate the clout chasers and shit. You supposed to be dream chasing, but instead you're clout chasing. But anyways, though, with that, I seen Kanye new girlfriend though. He done stepped up since that Julia Fox bitch. And shit, the new chick, I think her name like Shanae Jones or some shit. The Kim K look alike basically. Old girl though is like a COO for what is it, like a mental health type thing and shit. She, I think, like working on her doctorate or something like that. She got a master's degree for the mental behavior shit. So it's like at least he stepped up. He got somebody that's putting in some real work. That's not just trying to be a superstar. But old girl might be though. I think yeah, I think old girl like an Instagram model too though. So shit, they probably both doing that shit for clout though. It's another one. And shit, do anything for clout. And shit, just like even talking about Kanye, that's kind of like shit, you know, that's the topic that's gonna hit. Like I see a lot of people, they be talking about that shit, either the Vlad interviews or it could be anything else. Comedy hype be popping up on my shit. Breakfast Club, they constantly talk about that shit. And a lot of them dudes, man, that be talking about it, like they always be hating on Kanye and shit, shitting on him. Like for me, I feel like he probably loved Kim Kardashian so much, and that's just causing him to act erratic. And then on top of that, I feel like media been trying to shut down Ye. They been on that bullshit, cause he always been somebody that go against the grain. So it's like he say one thing you don't like, and it's like you don't fuck with him. Period. Now he do be saying some wild shit, but niggas be hating. They be capping. Like Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and shit. They be talking about him constantly, like saying he looked like a fool and shit. But I remember specifically that nigga Envy, he cheated on his wife, bro. He was on there on the Breakfast Club crying and shit. Called his wife, begging her to come back and all that shit like that. Cause he was out there wilding in the streets with another bitch though. Charlamagne too, like, bro, this nigga was cheating on his wife for years with hella different bitches and shit. He even talked about when his girl left him back in the day. This nigga tried to kill himself. He was acting crazy. He tried to turn his life over to God and shit. Started going to the mosque and stuff. So it's like, bro, these niggas be so fucking fake. And I fucks with Charlamagne and them. Like, bro, I fucks with the Breakfast Club. I've been listening to them every single day for years. But them niggas, they be playing sides. It seem like they more PC and so wrapped up into that PC world and culture these days. What else though with entertainment? I forgot to mention a few weeks ago. Shit. What was it? For real, it might have been like a month ago that Snoop had bought Death Row. When he first bought him, that Reggie White dude, he used to work for Death Row. I think he was an officer, him and his father. They was like the security for Death Row. And he was saying like shit, he hoped Snoop, he paid the niggas that he started to sign, cause back in the day Snoop had his own label and he wasn't paying niggas. Now I do remember Snoop having Doggy Style Records, but I thought that was more so just like his own little thing for his albums and shit. I forgot about Doggy's Angels, which was a girl group. He had them sign. And then the East Siders, Trey D and Goldilocks or Goldilope and shit. I ain't know Trey D shot up Snoop Dogg house back in the day, cause Snoop ain't paid him and shit. And Trey D went to prison for a few years and shit. They cool now or whatever. But I ain't know Snoop was fucking niggas over though. The same shit he accused Suge of doing or whatever, he was fucking over niggas too. And that just show you, bruh, your heroes really be fugazi, bruh, on the back end. Or the niggas that they say is heroes, they really be fugazi on the back end. Reggie White was also saying that shit, Dre had bought the rights to their Super Bowl performance for like 7 milli. So shit, like shouts out to Dre for that, cause shit, Dre getting paid off that shit. Anytime they run clips, like when they was running clips on the news and shit, they running clips on YouTube for the ads, whatever. Dre getting paid off that shit, and they gonna use that shit for years to come, cause that's like, that was the first hip hop performance at the Super Bowl. So they already breaking ground with that. Like shit, Dre be making smart moves and shit. That's another one. He needs some roses, cause like phenomenal businessman and shit. He parlayed everything from back in the day, just DJing, into what he got going on now. More West Coast news. The Game. He was on Drink Champs this past week, and this nigga was saying he a better MC than Eminem, and he'll body that nigga in a versus. Boy, Eminem get that nigga the fuck up out of here, bro. Like Eminem to me is like shit. He is interchangeable when it comes to like the number one MC, and for me it gotta be between like him, Biggie, and Jay-Z. Like I'm fucking with them three. Like, and Game is not up there. Like Game is a beast though. Like don't get it fucked up. Like I fucks with Game and shit, but he ain't fucking with him. And definitely in the verses, all thing that gotta pop off is that hi, my name is, or with a real Slim Shady, please stand up. Niggas is gonna be turned, bro. Or that Lose Yourself, even that Lose Yourself, bro. And that's a popped out, cucked out song. Eminem gonna body this nigga. So he do not wanna fuck with him and shit on that. Also though, on the positive side though, with that though, Game was talking about how back in the day, shit, he was putting niggas on, but he never cared to sign them though. He didn't want no money. He just felt like he needed to give back to the West Coast, cause that's what he's seeing some other people do. They give back to their community and shit, and they don't be asking for motherfuckers to be signed. Like Game said he first put on Kendrick. Kendrick came on tour with him. He put on Nipsey and YG. He said he never tried to get no money though, and shit. That's some real shit. That's some boss shit. Some gangster shit. I fucks with that. Cause like that's what I want to do eventually. I'll make it, if I make it big and shit. My goal is to give back to the community, put niggas on. Now, shit, I wouldn't be fucking them on no contract if they do want to sign them, because I do want to build up a dynasty eventually. It's not gonna be no major percentages. I'm making sure people pretty much getting everything, and the only thing you paying me for pretty much is the production. Shit, nothing else. Can't be fucking over people and shit. But shouts out to Game on that. Y'all check out that Drink Champs episode, cause good shit on there. Whack 100 was on that episode too, and he was saying like Nipsey wasn't no musical legend, which is the truth. And shit, most people, they started sucking Nipsey dick after he got killed and shit, which I don't want no problems with nobody and shit on that. But they did. Like now what Nipsey was doing in the community, I say he's more of a hood legend and shit. He was giving back to his community, setting up shops, giving people employment opportunities, stuff like that. So like that's what like Wack was saying, he's more of a community legend. His music wasn't hitting shit. His CD ain't really getting no spins for real until he got bodied and shit. Oh, I don't even mean to say that, until he got killed and shit, cause the nigga that killed him was on some sucker shit anyways. But you know, R.I.P. to Nipsey though. Still a legend, nonetheless. Shit, everybody a legend in their own way. And speaking of legends, they got that new I Am Legend and shit that they working on. Will Smith coming back for I Am Legend 2. Michael B. Jordan supposed to be in there too, so they probably gonna make a good one. Shit, it's about time them two niggas gonna be in a movie together. Cause shit, Will Smith is like the greatest black actor of all time. And then you got Michael B. Jordan, who, shit, he headed that way to being the next greatest black actor of all time. So that'd be a good one. And lastly, for entertainment, shit, I seen with the Baby and NBA YoungBoy, they dropped their album or mixtape or whatever. I was fucking with it, and they got some bops on there and shit for sure. There's some bops. But I seen Von's people, King Von, the dude that got killed some years ago, that fuck with OTF or whatever and shit. For y'all that ain't familiar, shit, I think Von fuck with Lil Durk and shit. They been beefing with NBA YoungBoy and shit, so they been saying choose a side or whatever. The Baby, he wanted to fuck with NBA YoungBoy and make an album with him. He's saying like shit, that shit don't dictate who he make music with. If you feel like he can't make music with him, then shit, fuck it, nigga, pull up and shit. Von people was saying that the Baby a snitch ass nigga, he police cause he want people to pull up. To me, it just sound like, bro, they scared for real. Like, I mean, the Baby is known to kill niggas. He didn't kill somebody in self-defense, if you want to call it that, but he got off because nonetheless, shit, bro was trying to attack him. Shit, he done smacked up bitches multiple times, so I'm pretty sure him and his team do not give a fuck about catching up bodies. So Lil Durk and them better watch out. Plus, all Lil Durk people get killed. I know his brother got killed, cousin got killed, King Von got killed. Shit. It's like Lil Durk, bad luck. Shit, they better watch out. But that's all I got for entertainment today. Yo, what's up? We back. We got the video back running here. Next, let's go ahead and get into some quick hits real quick. So Amazon, I seen they selling white privilege cards. That shit, that's crazy. But I mean, I guess I done seen black privilege cards being sold on there. What else? The black man don't cheat cards. So I don't know, but white privilege, I don't know. Shit, I feel like that just give the racist shit more reasons to turn up, wild out. KKK members, Trump supporters, whatever, turn up, wild out, and shit on the Trump. Though I seen he was on the Full Send podcast by the Nelk Boys, and I ain't got the chance to check it out yet. Shit, I mean, I was gonna check it out, but I seen they pulled it down off YouTube. They said got pulled due to misinformation or whatever, just because Trump said he felt like the past election was rigged and shit like that. I mean, people say that shit all the time, or they might have views on certain political things, but it's not necessarily true. But for him, you know, they trying to get him the fuck up out of there because he tried to expose, what was it? I think he said he was taking down shit, the New World Order type shit too, back when he was in office. Like the pedos and the shits, like the motherfuckers that's just the higher ups that's really controlling the shit. He was trying to take them down, so maybe that's why they're saying that all his shit is misinformation. But nonetheless, he was on there though. He was talking about the Russia shit too. I know he said that he'll go in there and bomb they shit if he was still in office. He said he don't know why Biden acted so pussy with it. Shit, I feel him. I mean, shit, if this who we got beef with, they should be bombing them niggas or whatever. I don't know. Shit, for real, they ain't even our issues over there. I don't see why we involved with that Ukraine-Russia shit. Except for, I know the Brittany Griner shit, she a WNBA player. She went over there to Russia because she played during the off-season so she can make extra cheese. And she was detained for having some vape juice in her bag. I guess she forgot about it. But nonetheless, she's been detained over there for like the past 30 days or something. They said they might just see her as a figure over here. Like a popular figure over here in America, so they're gonna hold her as like basically bait or whatever, hostage. But don't nobody give a fuck about no WNBA players. So shit, she basically been fucked. But hopefully she all good though nonetheless. I also seen Visa and MasterCard, they not gonna support shit over there in Russia no more. So basically, if you try to use the Visa or MasterCard shit, which is pretty much damn near anybody that got a debit card, the basic one shit, you got Visa or MasterCard, your shit won't work over there no more. So no more support. And also I seen Ukraine was saying that Russia bombed one of their hospitals and stuff and put out a video that showed people leaving out of the debris, like women and children and shit. But Russia was saying that shit was fake. They were saying this all fake news, which, shit, I mean, I be telling my niggas all the time, bro. Like, you could watch any video. It could be the moon landing. It could be soldiers, like, going out into the field. Bro, this shit could be made up. Like, as easy as they can make this shit look real for the movies, they could easily make some shit look real for motherfucking news or whatever they decide to put out. Like, shit is so doctored these days. We in the age of Aquarius. I believe that's what it's called when it's like, you don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm not sure though. But I believe it's like the age of Aquarius and shit. My brother be talking about that shit. But look like his shit starting to come true. He might have prophesied some real shit. Shout out to my brother Rich. But you know, man, you can't believe everything you just see though on the news. Sticking with that Ukraine-Russia shit in the video, you can't just believe that shit. Like, always question, dig a little deeper. They found out some, I don't know, apparently they put out like a video of like Russian pilots flying and shit, and it turned out that shit was from a video game. So you never know where this fake shit coming from. But that's all I got for the quick hits though this week. Quick history lesson for this week. So Thomas Elkins, he created the modern porcelain toilet that people currently use today. So shit, he invented the way it looks, the design. It used to be wooden, so shit, of course that shit'd be uncomfortable. You got splinters all in your ass and shit. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that shit. But if it wasn't for him, shit, wouldn't have that comfortable seat, everything. Shit, I know I spend multiple hours on the toilet. Shit, I could sit there shit all day after I get done with the shit, just looking at my phone, reading whatever shit, playing games on the phone, shit, it might be whatever. But shouts out to him. He also made the refrigeration apparatus as well, so we wouldn't have the refrigerators in the homes, the refrigerators for businesses, shit like that, if it wasn't for him. So shouts out to Thomas Elkins. And that was the quick history lesson for this week. So lastly, you already know, the final section, my favorite section of the podcast, shit, conspiracy theories. I'm gonna keep it quick this week with that. So shit, y'all know last week we was talking about Biden has sent the Ukraine $350 million for support and shit. But at the same time, okay, I know like shit, the Russian fuel supply has been cut off, shit, where we not buying oil from them, but gas prices then went up, shit. Maybe that's the government collecting that money back that they sent. Shit, we gotta pay the government back. We paying for the aid that they sending out. Also, shit, if you notice, I mean, I noticed, I work at the grocery store. So shit, I done seen prices then went up tremendously. Like they done went up like $1.50. So shit, we paying for this $350 million in aid that then got sent to the Ukraine. Shit, we paying for that shit. If we ain't gonna be sent to war, that shit gonna be coming out of our motherfucking pockets. But that's all I got for this week though, y'all. Shit, thanks for joining me on the podcast where we say what the fuck we wanna say. More Life Mondays. This your boy
No
Dash
protection.
K.
I'm taking the condom off. I've been going hard, never limp, not going south. I'm going raw. Like the papers I'm rolling with. The medicine is lit. Got prescriptions, I'm getting sick. No nasal drip. The smoke clear my sinus quick and soothe my throat like a big bro. Got that too tight. Big bro. Got that too tight.